Hey friends, what's going on? Love from Mexico. In today's video, I want to talk about all you people out there who use all the excuses in the world to not meditate. I'm talking to you. So you think you don't have time to meditate. You think that you don't know how to meditate. You have children, don't you? And family, stuff like that, and a job, and your brain's just too active to meditate, isn't it? Just too many thoughts, just can't meditate. You're just so bad at it that, you just don't even, okay. I get it, no time, and it's just too much going on, and it's just not worth it, and it's boring, and, all that stuff, yet no. That I won't let any of those excuses roll because they're for wimps. And we're not wimps here at Live Your Heart Out. We're people that want to change the world and want to make an impact. I believe that meditation is one of the most important things that will help you to get there, to help you live the life that you want to live, to help you go out there and really make a difference in the world and other people's lives. It will help you to live a more conscious life. It will help you to be more connected to yourself. It will help you to break through that programming up here in our minds that keep us from doing the things we really want to do. The program that tells us we're not good enough. The program that constantly gets those fears up again and in our face so that, we don't actually experience life in the way that we want to and deserve to. Just a couple of reasons why I believe meditation is the way to go. And it's something that has been my companion, my best friend for years now. I probably got into meditation about, 6 or 7 years ago. And I've tried it all, and I've made videos about meditation, and I'll link to them up here and down there and all over the place. And it's so dear to my heart for you to understand why it's important to sit your ass down once a day for, if you're starting out, just a few minutes is fine. Like that whole excuse of I don't have time, I don't let that count. No, ever. I don't care how busy you are if you have a family, because I know a lot of people out there who have very, very busy lives or big families, and they make the time to sit down. They love themselves enough to sit their asses down every day in the morning to meditate. And if it's only for a few minutes or however long you can spare, and even if you don't have those few minutes in the morning, you can find time during the day, even when you are standing in line at the supermarket, or when you have a baby and you're breastfeeding it, or there's always situations during the day where you can tune in with yourself, where you can start to listen to your breath and observe what's going on inside of yourself, and to just actually spend some time with yourself. Think about it. So many people freak out about the thought of sitting themselves down and spending time with themselves. They freak out about the idea to close their eyes, sit there and breathe, and then watch their breath. What's going on with that? We're so disconnected from ourselves and so separated from ourselves that so many people can't do that. For so many people, meditating and just sitting down with themselves for a few minutes or for 30 minutes or an hour, out of 24 hours that we have in a day, that many people spend on their phones fucking scrolling or watching Netflix. But for so many people out there, just sitting down for a few minutes every day is just too much of an inconvenience. And I find that very sad, because there's nothing more important than the connection with ourselves. There's nothing more important than actually cultivating that connection, that relationship that we have with ourselves. And so I really, really encourage you to look at your daily life and to find a time every day to sit down. The best way to do it, the best time to do it is in the morning, right after you get up. Why? Because it's the easiest way to install a new habit. Is you get up anyway every day, right? And then you probably go to the bathroom, and then what? Instead of doing anything else, you just sit down, you close your eyes, you meditate. And even if you think you're bad at meditation or you just don't know how to do it, no. Number one, there is no such thing as a bad meditation. There's only effort. Just you making the effort to sit down intentionally to connect to yourself, that counts as meditation. Even if you only do it for a couple of minutes, even if you do it for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, and 99% of the time you're in thought. But the effort counts. Even if you think you're bad at it because you have all these thoughts coming up and whatever, it's normal. I have a lot of thoughts coming up in my brain all the time when I meditate. It's not about feeling bad about having thoughts and getting lost in them when you meditate. It's about observing them, right? Just observe what's actually going on up here. So many people don't even do that. They don't even understand that they're not actually their thoughts. I'm not my thoughts. You're not your thoughts. And by sitting down and meditating, we can actually separate ourselves from that and realize that I'm not my thoughts. This is just a radio station. I'm going to put that right in here where it belongs, because otherwise you guys are going to be complaining about the noise. Anyway. So it's really just a radio station. It's not actually me. I'm just the observer. And by sitting down and meditating, what actually happens is that we create space. That space allows us to observe and not to actually be it and get lost in it and believe everything that's going on up here. Because, as I always say, those are just monkeys. It's just a circus, really. In the end, it's also really not difficult anymore in 2018 to learn how to meditate, because apps out there, there's Headspace, there's Calm, there's all sorts of resources on the interwebs. And so there's all sorts of courses, and if you have only 5 minutes to meditate, there's always solutions to any sort of problem that arises when it comes to meditation. Because I believe all of these excuses, it's really just self-sabotage, right? It's that program that I was just talking about coming in and keeping you from actually evolving into that new self, into the person that you're meant to be. It's your ego, it's your mind holding on to that old identity, so it keeps coming up with all these excuses and reasons of why you just can't meditate every day. And the thing is, it's not about meditating once a week, or twice a week. It's about making it a daily habit. And after a while, and I recommend you do a 30-day meditation challenge, sit your ass down every day, and after a while, it will turn into something you don't want to miss. It's like you have a daily date with yourself, and you really, really make that a priority. You make that date a priority just as much as you make a date with your partner your number one thing. And once you make something a priority, you naturally develop a will. You naturally develop that impetus, that motivation to make it happen. And I really, really invite you to start falling in love with meditation, to start falling in love with spending time with yourself in silence, having your eyes closed, and just being with yourself. And I believe that there's nothing more important than that. And I believe that once you do fall in love with meditation, once you condition your body to just do what you tell it to do, namely to sit down, namely to not fall for the lie and the trap that your ego comes up with, that sitting with yourself is just an inconvenience. It's just not fun enough to do. And once you decide that you're not going to believe that voice anymore in your head that keeps telling you all that shit, once you actually take charge of your destiny and you fall in love with your future more than with all these old stories, that's when the magic happens, my friends. Meditation and sitting down every single day with yourself, it's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your future. It's a way to do a little fast for your mind and for your body, so that you can actually break through those programs up here. And for that, meditation is just the best thing to do. It's almost like like brushing your teeth. Eventually it will become like brushing your teeth or taking a shower, you're eating your breakfast. And so instead of complaining, instead of listening to that voice that comes up, and who's that voice anyway, people? But instead of listening to that voice that tells you, oh, I don't want to sit here, it's boring, 5 minutes, oh man, I really want to get up, I should be doing something else, there's more important things to do than meditation, blah, blah, blah. Instead of listening to that voice and actually getting up, you just keep sitting. You just ignore the voice because it's not you. It's just an old program. It's just the software doing its thing. But the more you sit down and the more you keep sitting and the more you keep ignoring that voice, the more you are in charge and the more you actually taking control of your life, and you practice that muscle of self-discipline and the will to do things even when they're uncomfortable. And I believe that it's one of the best skills to develop is to find comfort in the discomfort. And I really encourage you, really invite you to sit down every day. And even if you think you can't do 5 minutes, to do 6. And then you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And one day you sit there for an hour and you're just like, that was nothing. I love meditation. And, it's not like I loved meditation from day one, but, now I do. Not every day. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to sit down. I don't want to do it. And I do it anyway. And sometimes I miss a day. Yeah, okay, cool. But I know that I will sit my butt back down the next morning, and man, does it feel good. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to invest in yourself? Are you going to invest in your future? Are you going to invest in really, really using this beautiful gift called life to its fullest potential? Or are you going to keep listening to that old, boring voice, that program that just wants to just self-sabotage you? That's the question that I have for you. And I hope you know the right answer. So, if you like this video, if it helps you just a little bit to keep meditating more and for you to get over yourself and sit down every single day, if it helps you just a tiny little bit, then leave me a comment or smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more of those, kind of kick in the ass sort of videos. I'll see you in the next video. Probably not from Mexico because I'm leaving tomorrow. All right, my friends, I love you. I love you a lot. I know sometimes there's some tough love that needs to be, but I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye. Mwah.